welcome back, Tiger fans, Tiger people. What a game of footy. Before I get into it, I do want to start off. I want to apologise for the lack of a Brisbane preview. Had a few things going on, a few technical issues, etc., etc. I didn't quite manage to get that one out, but we're here with the review. Probably the most important out of the two, especially after the win we just had. Let me tell you, it was looking very bleak midway through the second quarter. But to come back the way we did, to fight the way we did, I think the only game this probably takes the cake. I was going to say the only game I've probably been equally as proud this season is probably the Geelong one, but we actually fought back and won the game this time around instead of narrowly losing. So I don't even know where to begin with this one. There was so many ups and downs. We'll start with the downs in the first half, and obviously it's not the one that we're going to remember going forward, but we looked bad. Our pressure wasn't there. Again, our goal kicking was really letting us down early. It's been a killer for us. I'm not sure if we're practicing at training or not. It really doesn't look like it at times with some of the shots on goal that we're missing. And it wasn't clicking for us. Our back line looked a little bit of a shambles, and we just couldn't get things quite right. Fast forward to the second quarter, things start slowly moving in our favour. Just little things like the ball might bounce more in our direction, which is just it's a momentum thing. It's not a skill thing. It's just luck of the draw type thing. And those little things started going our way, and then we started getting a score on the board. Our pressure was elite. It was back to its very best. It was causing turnovers. It was helping us win the ball back in our favour. I want to just start off by saying Noah Cumberland. Oh, wow. Monday night, I'm recording this the day after, and he's been nominated as the Rising Star nominee for this week. And I mean, it was without question, really. He kicked 5. After the week he had, the scrutiny he would have copped from the play on last week against Freo, which I said it in the Freo review. I hold no grudges for him for that, but a lot of people did, which, whether that's fair or not, left to be said. But the performance he put on, he was kicking goals early in the game too when we didn't have the momentum, and he was sort of just keeping us in it a little bit and, just keeping that little spark just alive for us. And to kick 5, and these last one from, I think kicked it from about 50 out, game on the line. He just, so much confidence in that football nous that he has. It's not a lot of players have that, especially at that age. So there's my phone. Sorry about that. He was, unbelievable. So I love Noel Cumberland. I'm loving what we're seeing from him. Hopefully he sticks around a little while longer and we can be a long-time player for our club, because he is something really, really special. But he was one of the reasons. Tommy Lynch, another one. Welcome back to the side, mate. 4 goals, comeback game. He was so important as well. I mean, that hanger he took, he was up in the clouds. I don't think I've ever seen a man his size, his build, and his athleticism, which, compared to other blokes in the competition, isn't that fantastic. He flew. It was a shame that one just clipped the post, but unbelievable. Tyler Sonzi, he's looking to become something special, isn't he? I think he had 20-odd disposals at around 85% efficiency, and another one, when the game was sort of on the line, he was stepping up. He wasn't afraid to get near the footy. He's that player that wants to hunt the ball, wants to win the footy, and it's exactly what we need. We're looking for play. We're crying out for players like this, and we found one in Sonzi, and I'm so stoked. He's going to play every game. He has to play every game for the rest of the season. He's just electric. And speaking of players that have to play for every game of the season, for me personally, Morris Jr., the last few weeks he started as a medical sub. He comes on, we saw it against Freo, he came on, had that chase down tackle, arguably saved us the game, saved us losing that game. He comes on the weekend, he had that one snap on goal was his close. If that goes through, we would have gone bananas. But his pressure, the efforts he puts in, he has these little moments that either spark us, give us that excitement, or he gets a hand in or a tackle and it just makes the opposition shank the kick, just that little bit where we can get on the end of it. The pace he provides, he's unbelievable. I think who did he hit up in the middle of the ground? He went inboard for the kick. Can't remember who it was to exactly, but he provides so much. And look, I think if the sub rule was what it used to be and you could just bring on a sub at any time, I wouldn't mind having him as that sub. But as a medical sub, he could potentially not play at all. And I don't want that. I want Morris on the ground. I think he provides so much pressure for us. It's great. It's fantastic to see. And he's going to be a star going forward, no doubt. No doubt whatsoever in my mind. I love Morris Rioli on the ground. And I think every time he plays, he proves he proves people like me right, that he should be playing. And I love watching him. So he's a star. I didn't actually write any notes for this one. I just wanted to go off the cuff. I loved what I saw. I'm over the moon. Obviously, the last few weeks have been difficult for us as Richmond fans, but the fight back was something really special. Mitch Robinson missing that shot. Charlie Cameron missing that shot on goal late. It was just these little things that were going against us in previous weeks that just narrowly went in our favour this time around, which, I mean, thank God. I don't know if I could have taken another heartbreaking loss like we've had recently. And another one, why can't we win a game convincingly? My heart doesn't have much left. I don't know how many games I can go to and see us win by less than a kick or lose by less than a kick. Collingwood are doing it. They won 10 straight at the moment. Why can't that be us? Or even then, though, that would be too much. I can't do it. We need to win games convincingly, one way or another. I think Noah Bolter going into the back line, he looked a lot more comfortable, looked a lot more in position. Obviously, that happened due to Dylan Grimes doing a hamstring, I'm pretty sure it was, which was disappointing, obviously. I don't know how long he's going to miss just yet. I don't know if they've announced it and I've missed it, or if it just hasn't been announced just yet. So that's one to keep an eye on. But, I mean, obviously we've got Josh Gibcus that got dropped for whatever reason. You'd imagine he'll come back into the side. And I think him alongside Ben Miller, who's doing fantastic things. I liked Ben Miller's efforts on the weekend as well. And obviously you've got your Vlossens, your Broads, your Shorts, Baker when he goes down there. Bolter, I think, has to stay down there permanently from now on. I think with Lynch back, Rewalt in good form, Cumberland doing the things that he's doing, I think our forward line is set. We don't need Noah Bolter down there. He looks more comfortable in the back line, I feel. And when we were touting him as the next Alex Rance at one point a year or two ago, and then we obviously for reasons that we needed to do, we moved him into the forward line, tested him there, and he looked promising at times, but I just don't think he's that comfortable. I think he looks a lot more comfortable in the back line, and I want to see him grow a little bit more in that position, especially, if Grimes does just say miss the last 3 games of the season, and we need to win every one if we want to lock in a final spot. We need results to go our way, obviously, as well. So it's going to be a massive few weeks. Obviously, I'll talk about the Port game in the preview, but geez, it's going to be big. It's going to be wild. And I'm just still over the moon about this win. I've been watching the replay pretty heavily, as you can imagine, mostly just the second half. The first half wasn't so interested in. Trent Cotchin, I want to say, was fantastic. He was unbelievable again. I mean, you think at his age he would be dipping by now, but he just proved everybody wrong by coming up and having a fantastic year, and he's continued it again on the weekend. So props to Trent Cotchin for managing to do that. And I guess, speaking of someone that's played a lot of games, I can't believe I didn't. I would have touched on it in the preview if I got one out, but Shane Edwards, his 300th game. He wasn't as influential as what we've seen in the past for his 300th, but his career, people forget how long he's been with the club. He was playing with Richo. He was playing alongside Richo. I saw a photo on the weekend. It was Shane Edwards alongside Richo and Richard Tambling. I mean, they're 2 players that haven't been at our club for a very, very, very long time. And Shane Edwards is still hanging around, still playing good footy as well. Who knows how long he's got left. His body holds up all right. It's just whether he can have the impact he probably wants to have. That'll be up to the club and Shedder, obviously, as well. But his career's been incredible. He started off as probably an unassuming player, skinny kid. He went underrated by the rest of the competition for a very long time. Probably didn't get the props that he really deserved, which obviously disappointing. But obviously, I think Shane's that type that probably didn't mind that so much either. Let him fly under the radar, do his thing in the background, didn't exactly get noticed. It's probably a good thing. It's how Richmond, he's played all over the ground. I've seen him on the wing. I've seen him in the midfield. I remember he used to play off the back line, forward line. He can play all over the ground. He's one of those guys that can play in almost any position. And we love that about Shedder. He's done that year in, year out, and he's doing it again this year. And he's played 300 games now. Integral part of our 3 flags. Yeah, I don't think we win those the way we do if Shedder wasn't there. I mean, his hands, his slick handballs, his skills so silky. I can't talk more highly of Shane Edwards. So he's been one of my favourites for a very, very long time. He's so enjoyable to watch play footy. So I'm massive congratulations to Shane Edwards on his 300th game. I know we're all proud of you as Richmond fans. I'm sure your family is too, no doubt. And I'm sure you are of yourself, and rightfully so. the first Indigenous Richmond player to play 300 games. Hopefully there's many more to follow you, but a fantastic milestone nonetheless. So well done to Shane Edwards. And then the other player I can't not mention is Kane Lambert. And you speak of Warriors, what this man went through this season to put his body on the park for the weeks that he did. And I'm pretty sure every game he played this year we won as well, which, I mean, speaks wonders for the man. But I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, please. But I think that is the stat. But he was so electric fast. He was a star, overlooked in, I can't even remember how many drafts now, how many picks went ahead of him that he was overlooked. And he worked hard, he grinded. And that's just a testament to him. And Kane Lambert is that type of player. He grinds, he works hard. He was, and again, integral to our premierships. He allowed Dustin Martin to become the player that he did, I believe, truly. I think without Kane Lambert, I don't think Dustin Martin does the things that he did in those final series and in those seasons, especially his 2017 season. Kane Lambert I always feel more comfortable with him in the side. Obviously, the 2020 prelim where he kicks those two important goals late in the game seals the deal for us, puts us into another grand final, our third grand final in 4 years, whatever it was. And, without him, again, we don't win that game. And I loved Lambo. It's a real shame to see him hang the boots up. I feel like it's premature, obviously, but with his hip, the things he was putting us through, I don't think we realised the extent of pain that he was going through this season. Obviously, he mentioned he couldn't bend over to tie his shoes. Just getting changed was painful. Hopping into his car was painful for him. And he was still at times putting on the boots and playing a game of footy, which at that level, I mean, even local footy would have been tough, but at that level was unreal. So, condolences, I guess, in one way because your career ended prematurely, but also congrats on the career you've had, Kane Lambert. You were a star for the club, and I'm sure you'll be remembered for a very, very long time as one of the better Richmond players we've seen. So it's probably it. I mean, I could talk all day about the game on the weekend. It was fantastic. Like I said, we had some outstanding performances. Cumberland, Lynch, Rioli was back to some really good form. That goal to get us in front was unbelievable. Obviously, Daniel Rioli I'm talking about. I thought Ben Miller had a very serviceable game. Nick Vlosten was unreal. Cochin was unreal. I know I'm going to be missing people for sure. I thought, who else? One more player. I'll think of one more while I've got you all. Who was one more standout for me? I thought it was just... Sonzi was the other one. So I'll go Sonzi, the obvious one there. Sonzi was great. I thought he was fantastic. And I can't wait to watch him play more and more into the future. So that's pretty much it for the Brisbane review. Let me know your thoughts below. Obviously, I'm absolutely over the moon with what we just saw on the weekend. And another congratulations to Damien Hardwick on his 500th game, either coaching or playing too. I didn't mention that. That's a massive milestone. And hopefully he's around for a fair bit longer. Dimmer, obviously, if we can find some more success, there's no reason why we'd get rid of him. So hopefully Dimmer sticks around for a bit longer. But until the Port Adelaide preview, we have got a lot to think about going forward, Richmond. It's finals are still there. They're still in front of us. They're reachable, most definitely. And I don't see why we can't play finals. So we'll talk about it obviously more in the Port Adelaide preview, but until then, enjoy the highlights from the weekend. Mostly just watch the second half. The first half wasn't anything to marvel at. So yeah, enjoy the highlights. Watch the replays, especially Lynch's hanger, Shea Bolton's goal, a little bump afterwards. There's so many moments in that game that just got me up and about, and I hope to see many more for the rest of the season. So that's it for the I forgot what game I made. That's it for the Brisbane review. Enjoy your week. Look forward to the Port Adelaide preview, and go Tigers.